Anthony Hartwig here with a Jackson Milton volleyball player profile. We're joined by junior Emma Johns. Emma, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us today.
Thank you for having me.
So you watching you play, you're kind of a versatile player. You do a little bit of everything for this Jackson Milton team. We've seen you hit. Obviously you're a great defensive player in the back row. You set, when the time comes. What's it like to kind of be a little bit of everything for this program right now?
I think it's honestly really fun. Like growing up, I started off as a setter and I've been a setter so far my whole life. But starting last year in high school, I started hitting a little bit and I really like hitting too.
People thrive when they have kind of cemented roles and they know
Mhm.
this is my role and I can roll with it. Your role has to change in the flows of a match. What's it like to turn off the setter mindset and turn on the hitter mindset and then go back and forth between those two?
Sometimes it can be confusing. Like there's a few times I'm in front row hitting and then I'm like, oh wait, I'm not setting anymore. But it's really good and fun. And we switched to a 5-1 halfway through the season, so now I'm just setting really. So it's a little less confusing. But I do every now and then get a hit, and it's good.
We still see you get to swing every now and then
Yeah.
when the time comes when you're out of system a little bit. When you think about being a junior and kind of having the leadership responsibilities amped up a little bit this year, what has it been like going from one of the younger kids on the team, you're an underclassman, not expected of a lot as far as responsibilities and leadership, and now all of a sudden you're a junior and you're one of the role models, you're one of the older players, there's people that people come to for advice. What's that been like for you?
It's honestly been a great experience. I mean, our underclassmen now, I'm close with all of them. I've grown up playing sports with almost all of them. So that's really good. And I actually got captain this year. So it's really just been a fun experience. And I think I do a decent job picking up the girls. I never want them to get down on themselves. So I'm always focusing, making sure that they're in the right mindset.
First year without older sister Grace, it's kind of
Mhm.
you're the only Johns in town now. What's that
Yeah.
been like to kind of take that mantle and to have to live life without your sister on the team anymore?
Yeah, it's been a little sad. I do miss playing with her, but we still, like, she plays intramural volleyball for college, and sometimes she asks me to come and pepper with her before to warm her up, and after games, sometimes we pepper still. So we still play volleyball together a little bit, but it's definitely a little sad.
All right, so you said you were a captain as a junior. That's not something that everyone kind of gets the opportunity to be. What's it like to know that even though you're not the oldest player, you're not a senior, that there are people that believe in you enough to kind of put you in that role and make you a captain?
It's really good to know that the younger underclassmen look up to me and believe in me as a captain, and it also gives me more confidence, which helps me lead them better.
You're still playing. You're in a district semifinal tomorrow night. This
Mhm.
team has a chance to go to a district championship, and they still have a chance to win a district championship. You've gone through some ebbs and flows this year as a volleyball team. You've had some adversity. You've had some times when you've had to bounce back from some losses. What's it been like to kind of peak at the right time, and now you're playing in a district semifinal?
Yeah. So we did. We had a rough patch in our season, but I think we're really pushing through and getting better and better and better. And I think we can do really good and go really far in the tournament.
When you think about kind of the key factors of bouncing back from that rough patch, and now here you are, like I said, peaking at the right time. What were some of the conversations had? Some of the things that you think were really hallmark in making that turnaround possible?
Like I said earlier, we started out with the 6-2, and that started out really good. But overall, I don't know if it was the best fit for our team. So then we switched over to the 5-1, and I honestly think that that's working more like efficiently for our team. And I just think that we're all working together better now and kind of like putting it all together to do best.
All right, let's talk about you off the court in the classroom. A 4.0 GPA right now as a junior. What's it been like balancing schoolwork and getting amazing grades?
It's definitely tough at sometimes, but I have to always remember that my academics come first. So I always make sure all my assignments are completed on time. I study for tests and everything. And honestly, volleyball kind of is it's funny because like in the locker room we'll all work together and like do our homework and stuff before games and stuff, so that also helps.
Since you're all doing your homework together, who's the one teammate that I'm sure it might be you because you have a 4.0. Who's the one that everyone kind of goes to for like a little bit of tutoring, a little bit of help? Like, hey, I need a little bit of help in this subject. I might need this person to help me.
So right now, I actually am working on homework right now for chemistry, and me and Newhart are both in the same, Olivia Newhart, we're both in the same chemistry class, and sometimes it can get a little confusing, but all the seniors have taken chemistry last year, so they're always like our little tutors and helping us with our homework.
So like we got this is a break from homework right now.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, you're welcome for the break.
Thank you.
Is chemistry the hardest class that you've had so far in your high school career?
Yeah, I definitely say it was the hardest. I'm more of like a math person. I do best in math. And there is a lot of math in chemistry,
Yes.
but it's still a little confusing.
I've always said chemistry is science trying to pretend to be math a little
Yeah.
bit. Um, when you think about all the things that you've done so far in your high school career, you have probably still goals left on the table. What are some things that you still want to accomplish and you still want to be able to say that you'd be able to do before you graduate in a couple of years?
So I definitely want to keep on working to keep my 4.0 GPA for when I graduate. And I want to work on just being more included with all the after school activities and clubs and things that go on at the school.
Speaking of those clubs and the after school activities and the things that you do outside of sports at Jackson Milton, what are some of those things that keep you involved in the community that aren't athletics?
So I'm a part of Key Club, which we help do kind of like volunteer things. We do like concessions for other school activities, and we put on like for middle school they have like dances and stuff, and we help put those on. And we also do stuff for the elementary school like trick or treat and Easter hunts. And I'm also in SAD and art club.
And all that, by the way, she's still a three-sport athlete, right? You're still basketball? You
Yeah.
didn't quit basketball yet? Okay,
No,
good. Not that you would. I was just,
no.
and then softball, of course, in the
Yeah.
spring. What's it like switching from sport to sport, going from volleyball to basketball to softball? And do you have a favorite? Do you have one season that you get a little bit more up for?
I would say my favorite is definitely volleyball, and softball is a close second though. And switching from sport to sport, it's not as difficult as you would think, but I think that's because since Jacksonville is such a small school, a lot of the girls have to play more than one sport.
Mm-hmm.
And also the coaches are very like well and do good at like helping accommodate to different sports.
With the seasons where they are now, you might
Mhm.
get like a couple of days off before you go
Yeah.
to basketball after volleyball's over, depending on how long this run goes.
Hmm.
When do you kind of get a chance to just take a little bit of a break and tell yourself like, take a breath a little bit because you're in all these clubs, you have a 4.0, you're a three-sport athlete. Do you ever get a chance to just, be a normal person and take a breath a little bit?
I always say that summer is my favorite season because I love the warm weather and everything, but I also do get a little, I would say like close to a month break in between softball and volleyball, and I really like that's like what I look forward to in the year.
So you're not doing travel softball, right? You're taking
No.
the summer a little bit off.
Yeah.
And do you do travel in any sport? Do you like do JO volleyball or do you do AAU basketball or anything like that?
I've done JO volleyball for I think since 12U, but I'm taking a year off this year to
Mm,
focus on basketball and softball more because it does get a little crowded in the winter
right.
time with
It can.
basketball.
It can be. I want to talk to you about role models, the people that kind of you have to look up to, you have to kind of go to for advice. Who are those people for you?
One of my role models has always been my sister Grace Johns because I get to play with her in softball and volleyball. And even though I don't play with her anymore, I still look up to her. She's going to college and doing great, so I still look up to her a lot.
And then since you're a role model now, and we said it before, you're kind of one of the players that a lot of people can turn to for advice, whether it be, the underclassmen or even younger into the Jackson Milton program. What's it like for you now that you have that reality? Like you have people looking up to you and you have, probably little girls that are maybe fifth, sixth grade that are playing volleyball that look to you and say, man, I want to be like Emma Johns when I grow up.
It's definitely so fun and special to have that. And I have a little cousin in middle school, so I like going to the middle school events and stuff for volleyball and watching them and stuff. And it's just, I always want to work on keeping myself like calm and stuff so that they always know they can come to me for anything.
When they do come to you and they have advice, what kind of things do you tell them about getting ready for a high school season and what it's like to be a high school athlete?
I just tell them, like, the biggest thing I've noticed in high school is your attitude and mindset. And if you have a bad mindset or attitude, it's really tough in high school. So I always tell them to work on that.
All right, we have some time for some rapid fire random questions that we like to use to get to know you a little bit. What's your favorite color? What's the color palette for Emma Johns?
My favorite color is probably pink. It's been pink for a while. I just love it.
Now, is it like the dominant color in your closet too? Do you have a lot of pink that you wear?
I do, but like any bright color, I just like wearing bright or pastel colors.
What is one thing that you probably spend more money on than you should?
Clothes. I buy a lot of clothes and Starbucks.
What's the most dangerous store you could be put into where you're, oh man, I'm going to spend a lot of money on the clothes here?
Probably Plato's Closet.
Okay.
Honestly.
You said Starbucks. How often are we getting Starbucks?
I like to try to get it before every game, like a little
Nice.
pre-game snack.
Do you have like a consistent order pre-game for Starbucks, or do you like to change it up a little bit?
I get the strawberry acai lemonade every time.
All these orders at Starbucks start to sound real fancy. You know,
Mhm.
I'm like, I can't even repeat what you said.
Yeah.
Do you have any other pre-game routines or superstitions that you have as an athlete that kind of you have to do before a game?
I've never been super big on superstitions, but
Mhm.
one thing I noticed is I don't it's kind of probably bad, but I don't like to get ready super early.
Mm.
Like I kind of like to crunch time it a little more. So then I just like get ready real quick and
It's
jump
the
into it.
adrenaline, right? The
Yeah.
adrenaline carries over.
Yeah.
What is your favorite post-game meal? Like, I'm sure you don't eat a lot before a game because you want to keep yourself
Yeah.
in the peak athleticism. So, what's your favorite thing to eat after a game when I'm sure you're very hungry?
I love it anytime my mom makes spaghetti,
Mm.
like mac and cheese, anything with noodles I love.
So, Emma John's is carb loading. Carb
Yes.
loading after games. That brings me into my next point. What's your favorite home cooked meal? What's your parents the best at cooking?
I love it when, honestly, mac and cheese. My mom makes really good mac and cheese.
Noodles. We're keeping the
Yeah.
noodles right there. And then my last one for you is, if you could have any animal as a pet, didn't matter like wild or not, what kind of animal do you think you'd want?
Probably a monkey, like
A
those little
monkey.
tiny monkeys that can like sit on your shoulder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Might get a little messy up there on your shoulder a little
Yeah.
bit, but you'll deal with it for the
Yeah.
cuteness, right? All right, Emma, we end these player profiles the same way every time. We want to take the limelight off of you for a little bit and shine on the people in your life that mean the most to you, that have supported you throughout your whole career. So I want to give you the chance, as much time as you want, to give some thank yous and shout outs to the people that you think really deserve it.
I'd for sure like to thank my whole family, especially my mom and dad and sister. They always support me and push me to be the best athlete and student I can be. And my friends also, they're always so supportive. They come to the games and watch and everything. And my boyfriend is also super supportive. He almost never misses a game to support me.
All right, boyfriend's getting a round of applause, being a
Yep.
good one. Good job. Emma, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate it. We want to wish you the best of luck the rest of this season. And of course, we'll see you again in basketball. We'll see you again in softball as well. So you won't be far from the YSN's view for a long time. But thank you again for coming on. We wish you the best of luck, and we'll see you again real soon.
Thank you.